of me and Nick, I believe. I can't remember who exactly gave me the link. But if you posted that is this it? This is the fan fiction? Okay, so here it is. Gyrate with us. Alright, so I think I have to start at level 1, chapter 1. Alright, so here it is. Okay, I gotta get Twitch chat up in the side area here. So let me just put that over here. Let me put that over here. And then okay, so JSmith reads things pretty fucking drunk. If I make any excuse me, grammatical errors, or if I can't read things, then that's just something that you have to deal with. So I just want to make sure that everything is alright. So it seems that everything is here. Alright, so let's do this. Okay. Some of this stuff is pretty crazy, Green murmured. He continued his Google search with shaking hands, listening to the quiet giggles of Spyro. Read me one, she asked. Green, on the other side of the screen, blushed. His face turned all red. I don't know, Spyro. Some of these are kind of graphic. Spyro made a tutting noise. Tut, tut, tut. I don't mind, Green. I just like to hear you talk. He clicked the next link. This one is called Spyro and the Flesh Gem. He laughed. Okay, seriously. These are just too funny. Spyro, on the other side of the screen, reclined on her bed and closed her eyes. He continued, voice dropping an octave. It was a cold winter this year. Spyro was small, and for the most part, unable to keep himself warm. He laughed nervously. Is this really appropriate to read on Twitch? Spyro, with her eyes still closed, made a sound of a protest at him, no longer continuing, and so Green took his breath and continued. He found a cave, warm and comfortable, but it was occupied by another dragon, a larger, more powerful dragon, with sinewy limbs and stretched and rolled. Green's voice shook as he read the next section, and he felt his palms shake as he typed a new tweet promoting the stream. The dragon turned to face Spyro and seductively whispered, Hello there. It's mating season, you know. Green stifled a moan as the fic became more graphic. He couldn't stop himself from imagining his Spyro in place of the dragon. His voice cracked, but he continued reading, half afraid and half desiring that Spyro make another noise. Spyro looked at the dragon, eyes half-lidded. Is it? Spyro licked his chops, advancing on the large dragon, becoming more and more aroused. Green stopped, panting. On the other end of the line, Spyro was blushing violently. Her voice in a pillow as she listened to her favorite YouTuber fall apart. I can't read this anymore. I'm sorry, Spyro. She raised her head from the pillow, biting her lip. It's okay. And that's all for tonight, folks. Green shut off the stream, still breathing heavily. The Skype call remained on. Spyro? Yes, Green? I need you. I need you too. That is the conclusion of chapter 1. Shall we continue? The answer to that question is obviously yes. I'm going to click the next chapter button here, or maybe I'll just click chapter 2. Who knows? Alright. Chapter 2, Gyrate with us. Austin grimaced as Rob once again pulled out a surprise win in Magic 2014. You know, the deck's better than me, that's all. Rob rolled his eyes, hands working over the keyboard quickly. A moment of silence passed while the two mysterious men typed, each each uncomfortable breaking the fragile vow of mere friendship between them. Hey Austin, want to play another game? Rob's slightly static voice came over the speakers, and Austin shifted his chair uncomfortably as his roommate's dogs began to bark. He hummed a Super Meat Boy theme song and broke into the song by Styx. Doo-dee-loo. Fuck, man. Do you want to get this on or not? Jesus, shit, fuck! Rob was becoming impatient, but the sound of Rob's voice, Austin began to blush, and, forgetting that his webcam was still on, his hand unconsciously moved towards his. Yeah, that sounds good. Austin's voice shook. And his hands moved up. Wait, what? And her moved his hands up, biting his lip? Rob squinted as the pixelated screen, the delay in the video providing a clear view of Austin's hand movement. He gulped, his normally expressive voice lost for words. He opened his mouth to speak, but his throat was suddenly parched, and he lipped his lips nervously. Austin, Jesus fucking Christ, don't do that! He spoke under his breath, and his voice cracked halfway through the sentence. Austin, caught in the act, jumped. Rob's gravely voice resonating in his headphones. For a moment, he was afraid, but then he heard the quiver of his voice and smirked. Are you sure you want me to stop? Just move on to chapter 3 here. With my beef curtains now much like John Wayne's saddlebags, he thought, it was time to start plunging my mud flap. Is now the time to tell him I really need to ease a hardened fudge nugget, I wondered. Josh choked through his laughter. He clicked the continue button, trying desperately to stop laughing. He could hardly read this now. That doesn't make any sense, Nick protested. He was feeling his 6 or so beers now, and he was halfway between exhaustion and hysterics. Nah. Just think about it harder. All right. The next section. Leaving my panties sunny side up on the floor was the least of my worries, as his meat whistle slid deeper into my puckered brown eye. What the fuck is a meat whistle? Josh, too, was completely sloshed, and he began to slur his words, laughing like a madman. Nick was quickly growing more and more drowsy by the minute. It's a penis with holes in it that can play like a recorder, I guess, he murmured. Josh cocked his head to the side curiously. So, could you play like, in the Imperial March of the Star Wars on your penis? Sounds pretty cool. Nick nodded, leaning on his desk tiredly. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know if I can do all these notes for that, though. Josh hummed the march. Nick nodded, and he pulled out his penis and began to play the Song of the Ten with Josh. Josh giggled. and did the same with his dick. I'll do the harmony. You do the melody. Nick stopped for a moment to reply. Sounds good. They had a wonderful night. I think that's all of the chapters of Gyrate with Us. So that's a thing. I'm pretty sure I read it like the most wrong and like the most out of order or nonsensical, and I'm pretty sure I missed syllables in there, but I hope you enjoyed it. Is there, like, if you want to make me read bad other fan fiction, you know, do it now or forever hold your peace, I suppose. I guess Green just came on a cat. You know, sometimes that's a thing that you need to do in your life. Just splooging on cats. There's Garfield fan fiction somewhere out there. What is this? Yeah, all right. So Spyro, you got me covered here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this right up here. So this is excuse me. I gotta pull up Twitch chat because it's my favorite chat. But I don't know where it is currently at. Okay, so it's down here. So Twitch chat, and then gyrate. No, I want bum 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 bum. Okay, here we go. Up here, and then you down here, and then me up here. Okay. So I gotta fucking find. All right. So this, can I move it over and then up? Okay. So this is going to be JSmith Drunk Reads Garfield, the Royal Rescue. I hope you guys are all super excited for this as much as I am. So let's do it. Garfield was relaxing, having some scotch and lasagna when John Arbuckle came with emergency news. Garfield! It is terrible, I have bad news, John Arbuckle said with crying words. Stop your sob stories and give me your thoughts, Garfield said with serious demands. It is terrible, Garfield. Kate Middleton and Prince William are getting married, but you are not invited, John Arbuckle said with outrage. This is lies, roared Garfield with an angry voice. It is true. Look and see. John Arbuckle showed Garfield a letter that came through the mailboxes. Dear Garfield, you are not invited to the royal wedding. Sincerely, Royal England family, said the letter with insults. Invite this, shouted Garfield as he tore up the letter with manly hands and also gave it the Degeneration X suck it sign in his crotch region. This is the last straw. I will not stand for insults to humanity, Garfield cried out to the ceiling with Finch cleft with justice. What will you do, Garfield? Asked John Arbuckle with wondering. I will do what any good man does when insulted with words. I will crush wedding with righteousness, Garfield roared with determination. It will be dangerous. Royal edicts are there with power? John Arbuckle warned with caution. The only edict I serve is my fist, said Garfield as he walked out with intentions. Meanwhile, in England, Buckingham Palace, Prince William and Kate Middleton were getting ready for marriage ceremonies. Kate Middleton, soon will be your marriage and all will be well. You will be Princess of England and I will bow to you, said Prince William with celebration. Yes, I am happiness. But I wish Garfield was here. I am missing Garfield's macho charm and rugged good looks, Kate Middleton said with distant longing. Forget Garfield. He is not coming for as long as I am prince of this land. You will be mine and mine alone, said Prince William, grasping Kate Middleton tightly. But, said Kate Middleton with a whimper, there will be no buts for you. No cat, no matter how manly, will steal my women, shouted Prince William with anger. Oh, Garfield, cried Kate Middleton with wanting. Meanwhile, Garfield was getting ready for a trip to lovely country of England. Time to repair my British vacation. My only souvenir will be flaming vengeance, Garfield said as he was packing his things. Garfield, be careful of stress. It is killer with heart disease and cholesterol, John Arbuckle warned with advice. I have no time for stress. There is British damsel that needs saving, Garfield said with a stern voice. Farewell, John Arbuckle. Hold down the fort when I am gone, Garfield said as he left for adventure. You know it, Garfield. Show them what a real man is made of, John Arbuckle said as he grasped Garfield's arm for a manly handshake. Garfield then broke his jet and lifted off for takeoff with thunder-like speed. Garfield soared through the sky over oceans and oceans until he came to the Isle of England. Garfield then braked his jet and prepared for jumping. Time for a British invasion, said Garfield as he leaped out of the jet into the country of Great Britain to administer justice like a prime minister of iron. Garfield opened his parachute with lasagna logo, but was in no mood for playtime. "Parachutes are for little girls and babies in wheelchairs," said Garfield as he cut his parachute off for free fall fun. Meanwhile, in Buckingham Palace, Prince William was dressing up in wedding clothes. All of a sudden, he sensed great power.
"No, it cannot be. It must be my imagination playing tricks on me,"
said Prince William with self-delusional fear.
"Prince William, we are almost ready for the wedding," said the servants. "Very well, I am almost ready. Now, leave before I am lashing your back,"
roared Prince William with anger. "Yes, my master," said the servants with cowering. The Queen of England then entered Prince William's room with words.
"This is your special day. I am unsure you will have proven true manhood," said the Queen of England. "I am a true man, and all England will see,"
said Prince William with defiance.
"Why have you not invaded Garfield? Do you fear to face real man?"
asked the Queen of England with challenge.
"I fear no man nor cat," shouted Prince William as he tossed champagne glass into a mirror, shedding it all in a million fists of anger. "I am Prince of all English. I will cower before my monarchical might. Not even Garfield can defeat me," declared Prince William with royal decree. Meanwhile, Garfield was walking in the streets of London with purpose. As Garfield walked in the streets, what the fuck did I just read? As Garfield walked with strength steps, Englishmen cheered him and shouted his name with joy.
"Garfield! Garfield!" cheered the Englishmen as Garfield walked to Buckingham Palace. Garfield walked with sternness and determination to distinction, for he was on a mission. Garfield walked and walked until he came to the Buckingham Palace gates.
"No gate can take my power,"
Garfield bellowed with majestic as he punched down the gate with one punch. Garfield marched with purpose and feet and stormed to wedding place of ceremony matrimony. Royal guards came rushing to arrest him, but they were no match.
"There is Garfield! Arrest him in the name of the prince!"
shouted the guards with princely royalty. "Relax, my English hombres. You are being relieved of duty," said Garfield, chilly, as hit royal guards with fists and feet of speed like typhoon, sending them flying miles high and exploding. Garfield picked up a guard and raised him high in the air like a feather.
"Here, why not enjoy a delicacy of fresh fish and chips?"
quipped Garfield as he tossed the guard into the sea.
"There are plenty of salt for you in there," said Garfield with cleverness as he walked away.
Garfield marched on his mission until he came to wedding parties with food and drink. More guards came for ambushing, but Garfield handled it like a man.
"It is time for tea. Have a sip,"
said Garfield as he took the tea kettle and tossed it at the guards.
"Oh no!"
cried the guards as the tea melted them into skeletons. Garfield came on the table, with wedding guests sitting around on celebration.
"No lasagna, no bukkake," Garfield roared in anger as he threw the table on wedding guests.
"Lasagna is food of warriors and kings. Do not be forgotten. This, you worms," Garfield roared as he walked on. Garfield soon came upon wedding ceremony with Prince William and Kate Middleton at the altar being wed. Everyone heard Garfield's manly footsteps like thunder in the sea. Prince William turned around and saw his fears become realities.
"Garfield!" yelled out Prince William in tones of squealing horror. "How rude of you! not heard... Wait. How rude! Have you not heard royal tradition? It is the rules that I am first to have women before marriage, Garfield stated in cold fact. Garfield, you will never have my woman. I am Prince. I am above all, declared Prince William with arrogant laugh. Garfield looked at Prince William with eyes of seeing and spoke with words of saying. Even princes must obey the law of the fist. But do not being worrying, for I will give you fair trial. Here is the judge, and here is the jury, Garfield said as he raised his 2 fists for showing. Enough nonsense. Feel might of royal jewels, said Prince William as he snapped his fingers. At Prince William's commands, noise was heard. Mighty Big Ben was transformed into a giant laser cannon aimed at Garfield with blasting intent. Tick tock, it is 12 o'clock. Time to die, said Prince William with mocking words. At these words, Big Ben fired at Garfield with beams of fury. However, Garfield was not laser phased and backhanded laser beam with ease. Impossible! Cried the Prince William with shock. Do you not learn physics in Prince School? Lasers bounce off my mighty man muscle, Garfield tutored with teachings. I silence your mockery forever. Die! Yelled Prince William as he took out a long sword and thrust it at Garfield, but Garfield caught his arm in midair and crushed bones with crab-like grip. It looks like your time has just run up, quipped Garfield as he tossed Prince William into Big Ben, exploding them both. No! Cried Prince William as he crashed into Big Ben for explosion. Good night, sweet prince, said Garfield with cool words as he walked away. After victory, Kate Middleton ran to Garfield and embraced him with arms. Garfield, thank you. When I was marrying him, I only thought of you, thanked Kate Middleton with gratitude. No problem, my British biscuit. You must save me juicy piece of your shepherd's pie, Garfield responded with flirtations. Garfield, you are a true hero and real man. We want to make you honorary king of England, Queen Elizabeth said with royal orders. I am sorry, but I am busy living fast life of fast adventures and faster women. Garfield rejected the sympathies. Very well. At least accept possession of Duke of Ireland, said the Queen of England. Fine, but I must first be attending to important business, said Garfield as he picked up Kate Middleton and brought her to a royal bedroom where he could show her how a real cat loves women. Garfield, please make me your queen, said Kate Middleton with a warm tone. I do not have a castle to give you, but I have a mighty tower for you to climb, Garfield said with seduction. Garfield, I want you to joust me like a valiant knight, Kate Middleton cried with desire. Garfield then rode Kate Middleton like a mighty knight, taming wild stallion. With mighty force, Garfield jousted Kate Middleton with manly lance into late hours of the night, and all heard sound of their embraces. The end? So, that's the thing. Garfield fanfiction. Hope everyone was a big fan of that. I
I kind of wish I knew what happened there. So I'm gonna try something.